Alright, so before we get to the next episode, I'm just going to briefly explain about what I did the last episode. Last episode, we reviewed the big Konami masterpiece, Konami YY World SOS Passery Jow, which was made in 1991. But I bet many of you out there are probably wondering, why didn't this kid review the first game first? It's because I like the sequel better, but I'll get to that really soon. The games that I will actually be including in this review are Antarctic Adventure, Salamander, also known as Life Force, The Goonies 2, and King Kong 2 Ikari no Megaton Punch. So, with that announcement out of the way, let's continue on to the show. Okay, so first up is Antarctic Adventure. So, I'm just gonna go through like the first level. I think the game just loops after all three of the levels. And so you speed up by pushing up, and you speed down by pushing down. Sorry. This game was released in 1985 for... yeah, I think you already know. So the goal is to get to the end of the level in as least time as possible. I believe Jew Wario, he has his own channel on YouTube as well. He reviewed this game as well in his Penguin Famicom game reviews, or Penguin games. I forget what it is strictly, but I almost always end up getting there with having just barely enough time left. I've actually gone through the whole game, but I'm just giving you a brief overview. So yes, that is Antarctic Adventure. Yeah, Australia, they're different flags. So yes, Antarctic Adventure, that is it. Yes, so next up is Life Force, or Salamander, as we see here. And it plays very similar to the masterpiece Gradius. In fact, it's a spin-off to the game. I'm not gonna play through like the whole level because I think it's like a really long level, and I only have so much time to review this. And yes, I turned invincible. Oh, the weak spot's right here. And Life Force is known as one of the best third-person shooters in the NES library. But I'm more into like the Japanese style of the games. You can't touch the ceiling, that's pretty interesting. So yes, I'm going to refer to it as Salamander. And why am I reviewing Life Force as part of this? It's because there is a level similar to this in YY World where you go into a Life Force-like level. Oh, so you're supposed to go really fast? I see. So, yeah. So, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just move around and shoot in this side-scrolling state. There's not really much else to say about this. There's really not much else to say about this. The functions are basically the same as in the original Gradius. So yeah, that is Life Force. But Now, as you see here, we're going to start to get into some movie-based games, such as this. This game was not released outside of Japan, although it was released in North American arcades, if you want to go that far. It was part of the Versus Nintendo series. It's really challenging. There's a time limit that runs out. There are these mice that you have to kill to get bombs. Although, I've discovered that some bombs you actually can't collect. I'm not really sure why. But at least you can control yourself in mid-air, unlike in Castlevania. The goal is to rescue a Goonie for each level you go in. And yes, you do have a pretty big life bar. And you set a bomb by pushing down and B. And you get a key, so you'll be able to go over to the next area to save your friend. But you better watch the amount of health that you have, otherwise you'll lose a life. And B alone makes you kick. Sorry, I'm not state loading at all. Oh, crap. So, I believe this is it. Oh, God! And yeah, I forgot to mention, if you touch your own explosion, you die. So, that is the Goonie that you rescue in this stage. There are other stages, but I'm not gonna go through all of them. Oh god, I'm running out of time. I forgot about the time limits. Oh god, I need to get back up there. I need to go back to when I had plenty of time on my hands for this. So now we go around here. And we set the bomb right there. Wait for the key to come. There we have 3 keys. I think you need to have 3 keys in order to get to the next level, along with the Goonie that you saved. So yes, that is Goonies for the NES. Oh, you gain life? I didn't know that. And this game actually does a really good job by improving the song, Get the Goonie Out, or Goonies Are Good Enough. I forget what it's called. But this game, it's a little more straightforward with the story. However, it can be a little more confusing. You have a bit less of a life bar, but you can extend the life bar along the way. I'm playing the Japanese version, as you can see, so I don't really know what to do. So don't be surprised if I'm just running around. Why am I viewing both of these? You're probably wondering that. Well, let me explain for a second. The first YY World uses like the colored version. It uses the colors from the first Goonies game, and it uses one of the musics of the second game. But I think that's just to protect copyrights and that kind of thing. They didn't want to use, like, they must have had, like, some kind of copyright issues. This is, like, a really big game, and it could take me hours just to beat it. So I'm not really gonna go that far. You can extend your life bar, you can get secondary weapons. And man, You can go on video game maps. I'm not putting a link into it because I already put a link into it for my other videos. And you can go on vgmaps.com to get a special map screen for that game. So yes, this is Goonies 2. Yeah, one more left, right? Oh yeah, and it's probably the hardest out of all of them, and possibly my favorite, but really hard ending boss. And I didn't want to waste enough time getting all 8 keys, but I figured the only way to beat the speedrun is to perform a glitch, getting hit while getting yourself through the wall. Oh, and yeah, you can increase your speed by collecting these chemical-like devices, these rocks. Those are your projectile weapon, or secondary weapon as everybody sees them as. And I think there is a continue code, but I don't really know how it works. This jump right here is nearly impossible if you're trying to speedrun. There are 8 levels, but I just managed to perform that glitch to get through. If you don't know that glitch, and if you get right to the gate, you're screwed, and you'd probably have to, like, reset the game. But I would not. I've already beaten this game, but I do not want to go through this game again because the final boss is just a big pain in the ass. You have a 100 unit life bar, and you can collect health power-ups to increase the length of your life bar, much like Goonies 2. But here's the deal: if you're not fully loaded with life, I was not able to collect any, and every hit that you take, you have to fight like 18 mecha King Kong robots kind of things, and every time you get hit by a mecha King Kong, it takes 33 damage. So that's 4 hits and you're dead. Yeah, cause if you get hit 3 times, you still have 1 left. But the game's really cool, actually. It's pretty fun to play, because you get to go around stomping on enemies, jumping around. You could go around destroying all life forms. It's really cool. In that room I was just in, sorry if I was too busy talking to explain, that room, that was a warp zone. These things are all over the game. Try your best to find them, and each level you have to fight a boss to get a key. And getting these keys are just buggers. But like right there, there's a door right there. Another awesome thing I have to say about this game is that the music is kick-ass, definitely. You can go on Gradius 2's page to get the complete soundtrack, and he is, I believe, the only person on YouTube to have the complete soundtrack, and it is awesome. Like, you don't believe me? See for yourself. And oh yes, this star right here, this is the only one I found. Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised if you've already played Super Mario Brothers. Invincibility. Like that one right there, that one doubles like the amount of life that you take, so you take less damage. But overall, this game is really hard. If you don't believe me, play it for yourself. So yeah, this is King Kong 2, Ikari no Megaton Punch. So yes, these are the games that appear in Konami YY World. These are other great classic Konami games, and they are joining along with some of the other characters that appeared in YY World too, but as you see, some of those characters are absent because they don't make their appearance until later. And sorry I didn't mention the release years for the other games. Salamander was released in Japan 1987, and it was released here as Life Force in 1988 here in North America. Goonies, the first game, was released in 1986. Goonies 2 was released both here and Japan in 1987. And King Kong 2 was released in 1986. So obviously the games that were released before 1988, which was the year that YY World, the first game, was released, those are the ones that actually got their chance to get released here. Now, I don't want to get way too deep into YY World because I have a whole separate review planned for this, but I just wanted to give you a basic intro to some great classic Konami games that will be featured in the first game, just because I didn't mention about them for the second game. So, thank you for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. TF32 signing out.